Alright, so the last robotic meeting, you were told to make a part of the robot. Now this video will assist you in making this part if you haven't already made it, and it will assist you in terms of telling you the commands which we need. And these are going to be very simple commands, nothing very intricate, nothing very complex, right? So we'll get started. Before you do anything, you'd want just type in UN on the command bar and press enter. A drawing units pop-up will pop out, and once you go to this section right here, your default measurement unit will be millimeters. Change that into centimeters because it will make your life easier. Right, so now we can enter in the measurements quickly and efficiently and easily. So once you do that, click OK, and you're set. So we'll start off by creating the top part of this part. So actually, before you do anything, just make sure you have your ortho mode on, your object snap on, and your 3D object snap on. What ortho mode does is it keeps your line straight, right? So at 90, 180, 270, and 360, right? But if you didn't have your ortho mode on, right, your lines will be going everywhere, and we don't need that right now, right? So we'll just put the ortho mode on, and we'll get started by making the line. Now our line is going to be 76 centimeters, and click. Oh, actually, I'm gonna have to zoom in a lot. Alright, so once you have zoomed in, we'll continue. Now we'll create the slant side, which goes along right here, and we could, if we wanted, draw a 4 centimeter line and put it at an angle to this vertex right here. But to make it simpler, we'll just put 3 centimeters on each side and then connect them. So 3 centimeters over here, 3 centimeters down, right? And once you have done that, we'll connect these two. And now we don't need these 2 extra sides, so we'll delete them. And to delete, all you have to do is select both these lines and click delete on your keyboard, sorry. So we'll do the same to the other side, right? 3, 3, right? Oopsie, there's something wrong there. Alright, so I'll do it again. So 3 over here, okay, press enter, and 3 over here, press enter. Press escape, and do the same. Connect both these. And brilliant. So once you have done that, you can delete both of them, and here you have your slanted edges. Now we'll give it some height, which is 5 centimeters, so 5. Its width is how much? 82, and its height again is 5, so you can just connect it, right? So now you have your basic outline. Now in order for you to create those circles, you're going to have to essentially mark the middle point. So the first circle on your right is 8.5 centimeters off this edge right here. So we'll draw a line to act as a ruler, and 8.5, enter, right? And it is 2.3 centimeters roughly beneath this top edge. So we'll draw 2.5 centimeters roughly. Let me just do this. That's 2.3, and click enter. Actually, no, it's going to be 3 minus 2.3, so that's 0.7. So let's click the line over here again, and 0.7, right? So our circle would be right over here. So we can get our circle, select this vertex or this edge, end right here, and once you do so, the command bar will tell you to specify the radius. Now over here we have measurements on the paper. We have measurements of the diameter, Now there are two ways. Just divide the diameter into two, which will give you the radius, or you can just select diameter over here and select your diameter, and in this case it's 0.8. So click enter. So now you have your first circle. The second circle is 21 centimeters off that. So you take this and extend it 21. Just enter 21 in your command bar and click enter. You will get your second point and you can create your circle then. Has a diameter 0.5, so the radius is 0.25, right? So you have your second circle. Do the same, right? It's going to be 10.7 centimeters about. Click enter. And then you would want to zoom out so we can get the full view, right? Second circle is going to be right there. So you can click the circle icon and specify the radius. So that's 0.5 centimeters, right? And you can continue on doing this. 10.7, 10.3, 10.3, right here. Get your circle, which is going to be 0.25, 0.25. Okay, ooh, that's pretty small. Okay, zoom in. Right, next circle is 10.3, so 21.3, 21.3 centimeters off. So let's zoom out again. Zoom out, and over here we'll have our final circle, right, and which is 0.8 centimeters in diameter, so 0.4 in radius, right? So once you have that, we will make the bottom circles now, right? So the bottom circles are 1.3 centimeters off this side. Actually, no, 1.3 centimeters above the bottom line, and 2.6 centimeters away from the side. So over here, the best way right now, right, easiest way and the most time efficient way is to get a piece of paper and note down, just use any tool, and note down this vertex right over here, which I'm pointing right now, and note, check its coordinates, which are found on the bottom left corner. So just write it down. So x is going to be 1003.796, and y is going to be 1398.9767. Right, and z-axis is going to be 0 because we're not working in 3D yet. Right, so now you have your coordinate. Now, in order to give a height of 1.3 centimeters, the y-axis is going to have to increase by 1.3 centimeters. So the x-axis will stay the same, right? 1003.796, and your y-axis will increase to. Let's get our calculator out. Right, so our x-axis will increase. Actually, no, y-axis will increase by 1.3. So you do 1398.7867 and add 1.3 to it. So our new value would be 1003.796, 1400.0867, and 0 again. So let's go back. Right, so we have that. Now enter that point in. So a line tool, specify the first point. Now our first point is going to be 1003.796, comma 1400.8 0867 and 0. Right, once you click it, you will have your line right here, right? And now you can just extend it as far as you want. Actually, no, you have to extend it how much? 2.6 centimeters, 2.6, right? And you will have your first circle right over there. Now you take your circle tool again and create a circle with 0.25 radius. and click enter. Now we will continue. And again, if this seems kind of very tedious for you, very boring, you can just finish your circles and then come back with the actual frame ready. So I'm just going to go through it. Um, Next circle is 10.1, 10.1, and I'll do the same. This is going to be 0.25, right? Next circle is how much off from there? 20.2, 20.2 centimeters, right there. Circle, and it is 0.3 radius, centimeters radius, right? We'll move this a little bit to the right, and we'll make another line, which is 15.3, 15.3 centimeters, and we'll create our next circle, which is 0.25, 0.25, and do the same with the final circle. That's 30.2, right? Zoom out a little bit. Zoom out. Actually, no, this makes it right, sorry. And we'll make our final circle right there with a radius of 0.25. Okay, wait, wrong command. 0.25. Alright, so once you're done with the circles, there is no need for the lines, right? So you could just delete the lines. You can select all of them at once, because that would be the fastest way, right? Just make sure you don't accidentally select the whole circle with it, right? Click delete. And even if you do, just Control Z it and you will be back to your original or your previous step, and then you can do it more carefully next time maybe, right? So now we have our top part done. Well, second part is just a rectangular prism, right? So we'll make a rectangle, but let's not use the rectangle tool, but just use the line making tool, right? So it has the same dimension, so 82. Click enter. It has a height of 2 centimeters, right? 2 centimeters. 82 again. And if you're too lazy to actually connect it or write or type in 2 centimeters again, just type in C, which stands for close, and press enter, and you will have your bottom part ready. Now to give it thickness, because if I looked in this 3D plane, right now we're doing it 2D, if we looked in this 3D plane, it has no thickness, so when it prints off, right, when we're using it on a robot, it will be 2D, so on a piece of paper, but we don't want that, right? So we'll give it height. Now, the command to give it height, or to give it thickness, is called extrude. Before we actually extrude this, let's go to a realistic mode, right? View, which is going to be found right here, or we can go to view, which is over here, and change it from here, right, to realistic. So once you have that, let's go type in extrude. By the way, extrude is right here, so let's not be lazy and type it in, right? So I'll tell you what a big misconception is when you extrude, right? So it tells you to select the objects to extrude. So I've selected the object to give thickness to and press enter. Now the thickness of this this part is 0.2 centimeters, so 0.2 millimeters, and we click enter. Now look what happens, right? Once you give it height, it will give it height, as you can see over here, but the inside part is all hollow, and we don't want a hollow part to come out, right? So what you want to do is Control Z until it says extrude, right? And you have gotten rid of the extrude right now, right? So before you actually start extruding, you would want to give it, you would want to make this shape into a region. Now region is right under draw, and it's this icon right here. Once you click it, it will tell you to select the objects you want to make a region of. So you select all these 5 lines for, or actually was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lines actually. Sorry. Right? And once you have selected it, it will tell you that 6 total. Right? You select enter, or you click enter, and you have your image ready, right? And it's solid this time, and it's one region. You do the same with this rectangle you have, right? I'm just gonna do this so it's quicker, right? Again, you press enter, and you have your region ready. Now you can extrude it, because now it won't be hollow from the inside, it will be a solid object. So extrude, click enter, and you want to give it a height of 0.2, and you gave it a height. Same thing with this one. If you don't want to select extrude again, just press spacebar. It will give you the previous command you have selected, and click enter, and 0.2. Right, so now you have given it the thickness that you wanted. You can't see actually over here. Let me zoom in, and you can see the thickness now, right? So you have gotten your prism, actually no, your part ready, but what about the circles, right? So in order to see these circles properly, clearly, let's go to the wireframe again, and let's extrude these circles along with it too. Right, so extrude, and you don't need exact measurements right now. I'll just put this into a more realistic view, right? Okay, so you take extrude, you select that circle, small circle, right, and give it as much as height as you want. It doesn't really matter, right, for now. Do the same, give it a good amount of height, right, so you could tell, same thing. And yes, this is a very lengthy process, but once you get into building bigger parts or more developed parts, it will get aggravating too, but it's actually going to be fun too. Alright, so once you have your circles or the holes extruded, let's go back to the realistic view. And now what we're going to do is select the subtract or um, solid subtract icon or command, right? So let's select it. Now it will tell you to select the objects, right? So once you click, first you have to select the object that you want, and you right click, right? Now you select the objects that you don't want. Oops, I think I did this wrong. Let's do it again, right? You select the object that you want, right? You right click, and then you select the objects that you want to cut out. So let's select all of these. This one, this one, this one, these guys, and yes. And now you would press enter. So now you have your holes in this part. Now what do you do to connect these two? Well, if you look at the part closely, this rectangular prism is rotated 90 degrees. So what you would want to do is, well, actually let's zoom in first, right? You would want to select this um, 3D rotate command. Now specify a base point. So what is the point of origin that you want to rotate it on? Not point of origin, sorry. What is the point that you want to rotate it upon, right? So we'll select this point right here. Which axis? We'll select the z-axis, or this one right here, which I'm pointing to. Select it, and now type an angle. That will be 90 degrees, I think. Oh no, that actually makes it upside down. Well, actually doesn't matter right now. So now we'll click to get this object over which is over here, to over there, we first need to find out the measure of this vertex right here, and we'll write it down with our handy pen and paper. 1085.796, 1398.9767, and this point right here, not this point on the top, but this point right here, has a z value of 0. So that's 0. Now you would want to move this object. Now let's choose this point as the point of our displacement, right? So we'll select 3D move, select your object. I want to move this object. Specify base point, this one, right? And specify the second point. Now you can just point to this one, or you can type in the coordinates which you just wrote down. So 1085.796, comma 1398.9767, and a 0, right? So once you do so, you will have your full full part, and that's actually pretty simple. It doesn't take much time to do this, right? Once you get more intricate parts, more detailed parts, it will be harder to make this object, or whichever object you're making. But yeah, so alright, that's it.